Hey everybody, it's Tim Larkin back again, focusing on your self-protection needs. Now today I'm going to talk about how most people choose a self-defense instructor and why that's probably the worst way to do it. Now, in order to do that, I use a clip from an interview that I did with Lewis Howes of the School of Greatness. And I'll explain more about that. But first, please subscribe to the channel, do comments, put in notifications, keep sharing this with all your folks. It's amazing how much feedback I'm getting from new people who said, yeah, my buddy showed me about this, or my wife told me I should check this out. Really, really appreciate it. Okay, so most people, when they're looking for a self-defense instructor, they use all the wrong measures on how to do that. And in this clip in the interview, I cover a couple of different things, but really what I want you to get out of it is how to think about getting self-defense training, because oftentimes people say, hey, Tim, there's no way I can train with you. I live over here. How do I go about looking for a self-defense instructor? This should give you some really good information on how to do that and what's important. Now, of course, I always come from the aspect of you are training to save your life. If you are training for combat sports or you want to do competition or something, hey, I'm not your guy. And most of what's going to be on this channel won't be of use to you if you're a competitive martial artist. We really focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's not good or bad. It's just that's what my emphasis is. My emphasis is on life or death situations, and that's how I look at choosing your training when it comes to your self-protection. So let's get into the clip.
Just understanding what you should be thinking about or how you should be approaching it, or if you're in an elevator and then someone comes in who maybe has a weird vibe, like where to stand and how to position yourself and just how to be prepared if something goes wrong, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's a lot of what it is, just like being aware, being mindful, and being ready for anything. Not saying you have to have your guard up all the time, but just like, okay, well, I'm going to turn this way and wait 30 seconds till I'm out of the elevator, then I know I'm good to go. I don't have to worry right now.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of it? Or
that's well, the whole idea is for you to sit there and just have an understanding of how the tool works. I give extreme examples, but basically, if there was an assault right now, if somebody ran in here and attacked me, say attacked me and was successful and grabbed a knife and stabbed me and killed me, to the neck. Horrible, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a criminal act,
Yeah.
and he probably should be prosecuted to full extent of the law, probably incarcerated the rest of his life. Or we could have that same scenario. Guy comes in, and this time I'm successful. I see that he's getting lethal, and my life is in danger, and I see that knife, and I'm able to use that knife. I'll stab him in the same area of the neck, and I end up killing him. Horrific, but we probably should agree that, hey, Tim was justified in doing that. This guy was, this guy was absolutely criminal in trying to kill him, and he was in fear for his life.
Yeah.
What I try to get everybody to understand is we love the story on either side of that.
Yeah.
But the fact is this: if it was the good guy or the bad guy, the knife to the side of the neck worked each time. It didn't care if it was a good guy or a bad guy. So therefore, violence is just a tool, and learning how to use it effectively does not make you a criminal. How you use the tool will be determined whether or not it was justified or criminal.
Sure.
And everybody says, well, aren't you afraid putting information out like this, that the predators will have it all? That's the first thought. I understand where they're coming from, but the sad truth is, and the scary fact is, they don't need it.
Yeah, they don't need it.
They already got it.
Yeah.
The people that really need it are, the good people that are out there. Your folks that are listening right now, I would say the majority of them need this information.
I would say probably 90% of people haven't gone through a self-defense. No. I'm just assuming, but maybe I'm wrong.
A lot of the fault of that is our industry. Our industry puts it out like, there's a lot of machoism in the industry. There's a lot of guru, follow the guru. It's not really client focused. We try to be very client focused. Everybody's human machine is different. You're taller, she's smaller. We work with everybody's human machine because it's a very personal thing, and everybody's human machine can get a result. But if you sit there and the whole thing is about, hey, look like me, or I'm going to put you in these really difficult scenarios that basically are going to break your confidence. It's going to make the instructor look good, but it's going to make all you're going to come away, if any of your training is such that the only thing you can come away and say, oh my God, my instructor was so amazing. He was great. You know,
Yeah.
that's bad instruction.
Sure.
You know, it really is about, hey, what can he get you to do? You know, and that's my goal. My goal is whenever I come in contact with anybody, you know, by their end of their time with me, you know, what did they come here with, and what did I have them leave with? And that's the most important thing. And that's a very hard thing, because there's lots of things I would love to show people.
Yeah.
And it's fun. A lot of the fun stuff that I like to do is beyond most people's coordination. You know, It would take me too long to get there, but I can make them effective very quickly. You don't have to be, you know, an amazing athlete to be effective with the tool of violence.
And that's the big takeaway, guys. You know, first of all, you know, understand that violence is merely a tool. How you use that tool will determine whether or not it's criminal or self-defense. But learning the tool itself doesn't make you a criminal. So that's key. Then when you're looking for an instructor, make sure you have an instructor who's focusing on you and your needs, and not on, you know, just making sure that he has another minion. Unfortunately, there's still too much of that in there. There's a lot of great instructors out there, but there also are a lot of guys that just need their ego stroked. So know the difference. It makes a huge difference in you. And especially when you're choosing, you know, for your kids or somebody like that, make sure that that person is focused on your kids' performance and getting better. Again, you know, obviously I'd love to train all of you. That's just not realistic. You know, hopefully seek out some of my information, like the channel here, some of my books, stuff like that. In fact, if you want more information, look at the link below. We can give you a lot more straightforward information, uncensored. You know, YouTube, you got to be careful. And you know, we're not gonna worry about trying to give you the straightforward information that you need for training on here. I just want to share really good information on principles right now. So if that's of interest to you, please do that. But for yourself, make sure that you're making sure that if you're getting your self-defense training, that it's for you and that you're getting better. That's the most important thing. What your instructor can do might be really impressive, but it really doesn't matter to you if he can't get you to do something. So with that, have a great day, and we will be back with more information very soon.